G'day ladies and gents. Today we're going to build a trinket box from scratch. I built this trinket box a while ago. It was a custom order and today we're going to build another one. I was pretty happy with this one because this is the first time I ever actually inlaid the lid and the base all in the sides and then cut them off on the table saw. You'll see what I mean as we get building. But I'm pretty much going to do the same thing I did here, but I've got a different set of hinges that I want to try on this next one we're going to build. So to kick things off, I need to mill up some timber. So let's do that. So at this point, I've got 4 pieces, I've got my miters on the end, and I have markings to tell me which side marries up to which piece. I did not film me putting the miters onto these pieces, and the reason for that is the way that I do it is pretty unsafe. My table saw is probably the least accurate tool in my workshop at the moment. It is absolutely terrible. It's a secondhand Azito piece of junk. So I can't trust it to cut a 45-degree angle. It's pretty unsteady on its base, so even if I held the piece, lined up the blade perfectly, did all of that, there's a good chance that it would actually vibrate and move a bit as well, which would just throw everything off. So I use my miter saw for this. Again, I do not recommend that, but I just make do with what I have. The J&D workshop is a very DIY workshop. I get things done. If it works, it wasn't a stupid idea. That's my theory. I am hoping in the future to be able to upgrade to a table saw such as a saw stop, which I've got my eye on. I've had my eye on for ages, but they're very expensive. I also don't have a bandsaw, so I couldn't go down that route either. Yet another thing that's on my wish list. I'll get there one day, hopefully. So the miters are done. Now I need to put a groove in to be able to inlay the top and the bottom into this so that we can glue it up. But first, I think I'm going to use a hand plane and try and level down the tops and the bottom of these pieces. So our box is now sitting in the clamps, it's all glued up, the top and the bottom are locked in place, so essentially it's a solid box with no opening. Once that glue up's dry, I'm going to run it through the table saw to cut that lid off. We're then going to install some hinges, put some finish on it, and she'll be done. I wanted to make this video and put it on my channel just to show that even if you don't have all the fancy tools, the band saws, the top of the range table saws, the $1 million pieces, you can still make some nice stuff. This one in particular is actually going to be a present for somebody, so it just goes to show what a DIYer can do with limited tools. So maybe give it a go. You might have some fun like I do. And that, my friends, is how you make a trinket box. We built this from scratch. There was no pre-cut material. It all came from one piece of Mary that I bought months ago. And of course, the hinges that I bought too. On those hinges, I have never used hinges like this before. As you can see, they're hidden. So they're inlaid into the top and the bottom of the box. I had a bit of issue with the inlay, so I had to drill all the way through the tops. So I ended up turning a piece of Tasmanian blackwood to the right size and putting a little cap over them so you couldn't see through. Nice little added feature that turned out pretty cool. Quite difficult hinges to use though, I must say. I'm sure if I used them a few times and did a few boxes with them, I'd get a lot better at it, but I never hide the trials and tribulations when trying to build this stuff from you guys. So I gotta fill you in. Anyone who watches my channel religiously or has seen more than one video will know that I don't have the cash for the big fancy tools just yet. So a lot of what I try and build is probably way out of the scope of things I should be doing with what I've got, but we give it a crack anyway. And this just goes to show that you can pretty much build whatever you want with whatever tools you've got, as long as you put your mind to it. You just got to figure out ways to overcome issues. For me, my biggest issue at the moment is the table saw, which I'm sure I've mentioned earlier in this video. It doesn't give a nice cut. It's a piece of junk. If I had a fancy table saw like a saw stop, something along those lines, I would get nice cuts first go. There'd be half as much sanding, half as much shaping, and half as much effort after the cut. I used shellac to finish this box off. Now I did 2 coats with a 50-50 dilution with 100% methylated spirits. I then ran over it with 400 grit, mixed in some more metho to about an 80-20 ratio, and then put a final 3rd coat on. I'm really loving shellac at the moment. So this box is actually a Christmas present, guys, so it's a great idea leading up to the Christmas period of things that you can make for people. I can't say who it's for, because obviously this video is out before Christmas, and we don't want to spoil any surprises. But fingers crossed they like it. If not, hey, I got a video out of it. So thanks for checking out this episode, guys. It would mean the world to me if you could like and share this video. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you thought about this build. Be sure to check out my pages on socials. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and I've just jumped on TikTok. And it's not much to brag about really, because it's TikTok. But I got a video with 1.4 million views so far. If only I could do that on YouTube. Dreams, eh? So if you're on any of those platforms, head on over, check out J&D Creations, subscribe and follow all of the pages, and you'll see everything I get up to that doesn't make the YouTube channel. I've been working on a lot of custom orders lately. I'm actually closing my custom orders very, very soon for Christmas. I've got 3 serving boards right back here that are orders for Christmas. If I'm not mistaken, this build brings us to episode 50, guys. So 2 more weeks and I'm gonna hit the 52 videos in 52 weeks milestone. Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna aim to bring out a Christmassy themed video next week, guys, so stay tuned for that. I haven't started it yet. I should probably get to that very soon. Again, thanks for checking out this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys, and as always, I will see you next week.